What's going on? What's going on? What's going on? You already know what time it is. This is your boy, the historian, Ryan Walker. Hey, man, we got to go ahead and pull up a plate, sit down. Let's go ahead and say our blessings today so we can get a plate of soul food, man. It's almost time for division domination. You are in the pregame meal, post game, excuse me, I'm saying post game like we already won it. I'm sorry. See where my mind is at? You're in the pregame show here with the pregame meal. Sit back, relax, go ahead and pull up a plate. Let's get it. BirdCage. Hey, we're back. You already know how we get down. You either get right or you get left. You are in the pregame meal show. So let's get to it, man. We already put the link out there for you guys to come on in. You know, this is a show for the fans made up by people's opinions. This is how we get down. But today is just one of those days where we have a chance to take over the division right now. I think the best thing that we can do, and I'm speaking from a fan perspective, not a host, you know, because once I get in a host mode, it's totally different. But getting to it, I think it's a lot of things that we have to do differently and put ourselves in a position not only just to win, but to really make a statement today. This is a game where the Falcons have to take over the division. It's weak, it's limping right now. And the Falcons are really the strongest team in the division. It's just, can they finish the deal? Let's go ahead. Let's get this division title out of the way. You win today, you control your own destiny, because as soon as you get the division, you get an automatic playoff bid because you're the division champ. That's what's going to happen. And then you worry about games later. That's how that's going to be. So at this point, all we can do is just sit back and just pray that we get our defensive struggles fixed today, as well as going forward. Because last week we slept through that ball game. And when you talk about it's just what it is. What's going on, Ray? What's going on, ATL, GA faithful? And at this point, we really got to be in a spot to where not only you get your mind right and you dominating the division, you really have to put yourself in a spot to where you got to win the rest of these games so you can have a great seating. This is something that has to be done. It has to be done. You know, a lot of us, you know, let's just be real. Some of us might have broken relationships. Some of us might have bad relationships with a parent or, you know, a spouse or so or whatnot. Let's just be real. You might get PTSD. You love them, but you get PTSD from everything that's happened and everything that hurts in that sense. And when we're looking at it, the Falcons have hurt us in a lot of ways. So when we talk about the Falcons, it's just one of those things where you just have to really just sit back and say, man, this is a tough thing. Nando, what's up, man? Welcome.
Hey, what's good, Ryan? I had to jump in here with you. I'm on my heel today. I'm on my Raheem Morris heel today. I had to go live this morning before the game, man. If this Joker sit up here and let that cover 3 shell get walked all over all this game today, man, Jimmy Lake needs to be fired, bro. He's not gonna get 3 years like Arthur Smith did. That's what I think. Raheem Morris is probably banking on thinking he's gonna get, bro. He's gonna get half that time. His friend gonna get him fired.
Yeah. That's one of those things where you really have to look at it like this. Your friend is gonna get you fired. And if your friend gets you fired, you're gonna look back and say, man, I should have leaned on Jerry Gray a little bit more. I should have brought somebody in here that has the experience opposed to me looking at the nepotism or whatnot of this situation. You know, and that's the part that sucks. But I said this earlier this week. The man should have been brought in as an assistant, you know what I'm saying, up under pretty much he should have been brought in as an assistant under Jerry Gray and learned how to be a defensive coordinator at this point. So at this point, it's just like, hey, it's got to be executed. What's up, Will?
Yo,
What's up?
hold on. Let me come back in and come back out.
Yeah, having some sound issues on that situation. All right, we got another one coming in. We got Thomas, we got C-Dub. All right, everybody's starting to file in now. See, you done started something now. As soon as you said Raheem Morris, everybody want to start coming out now. What's up, Thomas? What's up, C-Dub?
What's up? What's up?
What's good,
Hey,
fellas? What's good?
it's a do or die game today to win this weak division that we're in. We have no excuses. They have their best offensive weapons out in this ball game. We really got to put ourselves in a position to where we actually cannot just take the ball game, but have a control over this division at this point because it's weak. It's no excuse today. It's weak. The Saints are injured, the freaking Bucks are injured, and the Carolina Panthers are not good. It's no way in hell that we should not sweep this division now at this point because we're loaded with talent. The question is, can this talent be put in the right position to win? And yes, that falls on Raheem, but mainly it falls on the guys that he brought in. How do y'all feel about that, fellas?
Who's in here first? Me or him?
Nando was in here first, and then you popped in, and then C-Dub popped in. So go ahead, Thomas.
Oh, okay. Yeah, I didn't want to jump the line or whatever. Yeah, Lando. He's speaking what I already was gonna speak. And here's the thing. Here's the thing that I don't put off of Raheem Morris. All right.
Mm-hmm.
Whatever your strength is as what you're great at, and you're the head coach, you're responsible for all that. Like for instance, when Bill Belichick was in New England, everybody knew that Bill Belichick was a defensive guy. The offense was all on Josh McDaniels and Tom Brady. With Raheem Morris, he's a defensive guy. The whole defense is on Raheem Morris. Because here's the thing. If you got a problem with the play calling, simply take it over. How many coaches have we ever seen said, time out, I'm taking over the play calling for now. Jim Harbaugh's done it multiple times. Multiple times. He said, I'm calling the plays. Andy Reid, everybody wants to talk about Eric Bieniemy. Andy Reid calls all his shit. Sean Payton calls all his shit. McVay calls all his shit. Some of these coaches, you call all your – listen, what you're strong at, that whole side of the ball is all on you. You don't pin that off on the coordinators because when you were brought in the interview, you went up there telling off the blank and Rich McKay, hey, the defense is on somebody else. No, you was up there selling yourself as a defensive mind. I'm going to come in here and the defense is going to be the strong suit. Whatever Ryan Nielsen doing, I'm going to be better at it than him. That's how you sell yourself in an interview. You never go in the interview and say, I ain't controlling offense. I ain't got nothing to do with the defense. You go in the interview and say, if you look at my track record, Mr. GM, my defenses or whatever I'm strong at, my offenses, this is what they look like when I run the show. So that's all on you. And another thing that's on you, when that's only 50 seconds on the clock, man, and the other team gets the ball, and they only got one good wide receiver on the field, and they had like the 40 or 50-yard line, who do you think the ball is going to, sir? Why is A.J. Terrell outside? Why is Simmons playing outside on the route? And he catches a 30, 40-yard touchdown across the middle of the field. There's only one good wide receiver on the field. It's the same problem we had with losing to the Steelers. The only reason we lost to the Steelers, we couldn't score the ball, but also you just let one wide receiver and Pickens tear us apart. And Ryan, I think you touched on this on the show that I couldn't be on, but I was listening in. Yeah. You said, how is this happening? A.J. Terrell, why are you on the outside? The defense has got we just have some bonehead mistakes that make no sense. There's only one wide receiver on the field that's gonna catch that touchdown last week. There's only one guy. He's got to be double teamed. Why is Simmons standing back there at the end zone like he's about to catch a missed field goal? But you know the ball is going to the number one wide receiver. You know what I'm saying? You know this is coming. And if AJ, Ryan, you also touched on this. We think alike most of the time. Sometimes everybody's gonna have disagreements at some point, right?
Yeah.
AJ Terrell, as good as he is, as good as he got paid, he's still small. He's still small. He's not Deion Sanders.
It ain't even about him being small. It's the fact that homeboy is not fundamentally sound like everybody thinks he is. And I've been saying this because think about it. I'm gonna give you this. Darryl Green was undersized.
That's true.
Let's be real. Darryl Green was an undersized
that's
cornerback.
true.
And literally was smaller than AJ.
I agree.
And and think about it, and was a shutdown corner. Hell, Brent Grimes was smaller than AJ. And Brent Grimes was a problem.
But that's true. But let me ask you this.
What's up?
If I tell Darryl Green's head coach that Seahawks got 40 seconds to get down the field, Darryl Green, I understand you're small and I understand you're a bad boy. But there's no way.
If is his best friend against a big receiver like that, that's fundamentals. Guys don't think like that. It's not just AJ, but we speaking on AJ. But a lot of these young corners that come into the league now, Guru, they don't understand the fact that the sideline is another man on the field. They don't understand that. You push a guy out of bounds, he can't touch the ball.
Well, yeah, but this is what I'm saying. As good as Terrell is, if he's facing Metcalf or Jerry Rice, and there's only 40 seconds in the game, and say John Taylor's out, say Tom Rathman was out, say Brett Jones was out, the whole 49er offense was out. Jerry Rice, the only player on the field. I understand how good Green is. There's no coach in their right mind with 40 seconds on the clock, knowing the ball is going to Jerry Rice, is going to let a small Darryl Green man up Jerry Rice. Now, the rest of the game, there will be spots where he mans him up. That's true. But situational football, the man that's a physical specimen of Metcalf is not to be left alone. And same with George Pickens. You do not leave him alone when there's only so many seconds on the clock, and you know the ball's going there. That's like giving the ball to Derrick Henry on 4th and 1, but you don't stack the box. Why would you not stack the box when you know the ball's going to Henry?
Hey, Will, he's talking about stacking that. You're speaking on just that cover 3. Here's the thing. He didn't get that cover 3 from Dan Quinn. Dan Quinn rarely runs a cover 3 in his defense. That wasn't Dan Quinn. He got that from freaking his Tampa Bay days under John Gruden and your boy Mike Tomlin. It's not Dan Quinn. I know you got your feelings towards Raheem Morris or whatever, but if you're gonna speak on him, make sure you speak on him with where he got it from. He got that from Tampa Bay when he was down there because he was a Gruden disciple. That's what a lot of people keep forgetting. He walked into Atlanta as an assistant, as a corner coach, and then a receiver coach. That cover 3 was not Dan Quinn. Dan runs a cover 2 at all times. Or he runs a single safety.
He runs a Pete Carroll defense.
Thank you. He runs a Pete Carroll defense. That cover 2, that cover 3, that's John Gruden and that's Mike Tomlin. That's their defense. And
that makes
Mike
it even worse,
Ryan. A little bit from Tony Dungy, huh?
That makes it even worse, Ryan. If it's 40 seconds on the clock and you're dropping 3 back and you still got Metcalf wide open, that makes it even worse.
And here's the problem: you don't have.
You see what I'm saying?
Hey, C-Dub. So C-Dub, what you think about it? Because Guru definitely brought out a lot of good points. But how do you feel about what he's saying about that? Because you and I talked about this earlier this week on another show.
Yep. You know what? Look, how about this? Before we talk, let's address the big ass elephant in the room, please. Raheem, are you going to take another team lightly? Because if you do, it could cost the division. Mm-hmm. All right. You know, we all know the old saying, give them an inch, they take a mile. Well, give them a game, they'll take what they want. Now, Baker is going to be showing up. He's going to play. Y'all remember him scrambling on us. This team hasn't shown they can stop the run. Heck, I could be in the backfield with my busted back, and I could run up at least 20 yards. That could be really scary. But the thing is, this is what I'm concerned with. All right, now we don't have Simmons. I'm hoping we play more of attacking defense. But if we're going to play more of this shell, that him and Jimmy, his buddy Jimmy, are okay with, it ain't gonna be pretty because we're not getting anything for our pass rush. Everyone wants to look at Judon. I'm also looking at Grady. I'm also looking at David Onmata. These guys were injured and they're having to recover. And you supposedly are like 8 to 9 deep into D tackle. Well, start recycle. Start bringing some of these, I keep hearing, oh, well, we did a great job drafting. I hear people telling me, well, we can't draft because we have to protect for next year. And what? Have them sit on the inactive list with the other draft picks? Because that's his philosophy, is redshirting everybody. So I'm really at a point where I'm going, I need to see Jimmy Lake. First, I really would like to see Jimmy Lake lose the headset. But 2, I really need to see Raheem actually be a coach. I'm sick of tired of the smiling, the PR, the just coming up there, trying to tell jokes. Because right now you're just Black Dan Quinn. You really are. And people are getting aggravated because we feel it's like this. You wanted some good press. You wanted fans to believe. And you know what? Congratulations, you got it. But if you keep spitting in our faces and telling us it's raining, we're not stupid. We're going to know it's spit. And that's why I'm looking at this defense. This defense got to set a tempo. I know about the offense. I know how, we need to split carries. I know we have to get all these guys, adjust. But, we can't even go back in the future where we can go and put Jerry Gray as the defensive coordinator or put Steve Wilkes, which would have been smarter, put in an actual legit offense coordinator like Brian Leftwich or put in Jim Cardwell or put anyone in. No, we got to get our friends in. Well, now I need to see your friends show up. And I don't want to hear them say, well, it's going to take a year or 2. No. You don't get that because you went and got Kirk Cousins. You went and said we were a quarterback away. So for you to say we were a quarterback away and then say, well, you got to give us time. No, there's no time. You made it very clear you were about winning. You made it very clear that Arthur Smith didn't win because he didn't have a quarterback. So now what's going to be the excuse? Oh, I didn't have a defense. You coached the defense. And you're just going to watch it burn? And
you spend all that money, Will, also on the defense. They didn't just spend money on Kirk Cousins.
Yep. Look at the draft. Look at all the players that they brought in for defense in the draft. So when you look at it, it's all the way around because it's like, look, Terry Fontenot does not have a contract right now. A lot of people don't want to talk about that. This is one of the things that Terry is hitching his wagon on because guess what? Terry brought him in. This hire was on Terry. So again, we got to rock with what's there. But let's be real. Terry brought him in. So guess what? He's here. We got to rock with him. I said at the beginning, way before we brought him in, and I'm not going to turn on him because he's here. But the guy I wanted was Steve Wilkes.
Yeah.
If Jerry Gray was not going to try to at least interview for a head coaching job, I wanted Steve Wilkes. And the reason I say that is because Steve Wilkes got the best picture that you saw was when he stepped in for Matt Rule, and that team was dead in the water. Yeah. And then what happened? They literally were one game away from the playoffs. They beat us. That's the infamous game where we had Mariota diving into the water and throwing on the ground. That was that infamous game where they beat us. They gave Tampa Bay hell because that was the game that they lost. So at the end of the day, you have to look at it like this. It's one of those situations where you have to say, okay, Terry's got to take some responsibility for this because he's given all the pieces. He's giving him all the pieces he asked for. But the responsibility that falls on Terry now is to get another pass rusher in here because we see that we have a pass rushing deficiency. Now, A lot of people are complaining. Brandon Doyle isn't playing. Rook ain't playing. Here's the thing that y'all got to understand. They got to learn the damn playbook. Understand this. These are rookies. They're not going to know the playbook within a month or two. It takes time. Do you know how thick that damn NFL playbook is? I'm like, right now, I'm a fan. And right now, I come at folks like I would do in the barbershop. Just being honest.
Mhm.
We having a family discussion right now. So I'm in that place right now. The playbook is about that goddamn thick. It's about that thick. And y'all need to understand this. A lot of these guys are learning the playbook. A lot of these guys are adjusting to the speed. So these rookies are not just going to come in and blow it up. No point intended.
Hold up, real quick. But here's a question, though. But can coordinators coach up these players and put them in places to succeed, even rookies? Can they do that?
Here's the thing that you got to understand. If you have limited knowledge on what you're supposed to be doing, they can only do but so much.
No, I get that.
I'm answering your question.
Okay.
So the way that happens is this. I'm going to tell you just like this. If you played the game, you understand this. If you don't know the playbook, your ass is not playing. If you don't understand the schemes and adjustments, you're not playing. I don't give a damn how high your ass was drafted. You're not playing. Because at the end of the day, you have to look at the fact that they are more of a detriment to you than they are a help. Let's be real. Mike Singletary is one of the best middle linebackers that ever played in this game, right?
Yeah.
Guess what? Buddy Ryan sat his ass because he didn't know what the hell he was doing. Go back and look at what happened in that San Diego Chargers game when he wasted a timeout at the beginning of that game. Buddy Ryan said, go ahead and sit down. Well, coach, I'm trying to get in. Well, son, we're trying to win the game. Sit your ass down and don't say anything to me. Buddy Ryan, just be real. If you don't trust somebody, you're not going to put responsibilities on them like that. See, this is the part where the fans don't understand. This is the part that the fans don't get if you've never played the game. You can't trust somebody if they don't know what they're doing. I'm going to speak on this from being a former veteran, being in the Coast Guard. Yeah, a lot of folks laugh at it, but here's the thing. If you don't know what you're doing with saving lives, if you don't have everything prepped, you don't practice that and you're not there, you're not going to get the job done. You're going to fold like a deer in the headlights when something comes that you don't know about dealing with. So again, unless you know what you're doing, it ain't going to work. What's up, Rich?
What's going on? Man, I think I'm going to say this till I'm blue in the face. Get out there, cover 3. You don't have the players for it, period. I don't care what nobody say. You can learn the playbook. I understand your part. They not getting in because they don't know the playbook. But what I'm basically saying is, first of all, I already know this Raheem scheme because I watched Washington for a couple of games. They weren't running the 3-4. They was running the 4-3, like hybrid type press man. And that's why I keep saying until you get out cover 3, AJ Terrell is not going to play good. You know why? Because they're doing the same thing they did to True Fun. They are not coverage corners. They are press man corners. AJ likes to get physical. When you play him 5 yards off the ball, I get it. But if you notice, he always get turned around because he can't start how he like to start. You have a team full of ball hawks and you're playing a zone coverage scheme. That doesn't work for ball hawks. And to me, what would make you get in a cover 3 scheme? First of all, you don't have the nose for it. Then you don't have the middle linebacker for it. Those are the 2 main important pieces. You can have the back end. The back end can be subpar for real in a real 3-4. Let's just keep it real. Until you get the pieces, the back end can be subpar because if you ain't got no pressure, your zone scheme not gonna work anyway. That's why it doesn't work, because we don't have pressure. But in the same token, you're missing the 2 most important pieces for that scheme. That's what blows my mind. It's like, in my mind, once I just realized we're going to stay in this cover zone scheme, I said, this Raheem defense from the Rams. But look at the pieces. You had bigger pieces on the Rams. Now, were all of them Aaron Donald? No, but they were humongous. Let's just keep it real. They weren't no small Grady Jarrett sized players. I love Grady. Grady still like the top DT to me just because of my love for the Falcons. But if I'm keeping it real about football, Grady been playing out of position for real, because when he came from Clemson, they weren't running cover 3.
Nope.
That's why he was so successful. The year we went to the Super Bowl, remember, if you really remember, Dan Quinn got out that cover 3 in the Super Bowl. I don't care what nobody say. He went to a 4-3 in that Super Bowl. Think about it. He wasn't in that. He didn't go back to that zone to that second half when we started losing, because he blew his top. But if you look at the first half of it, and that's why I hate when people say the Super Bowl is my point to say, and I don't even like talking about it a lot, but I want to hear people quit saying we can't go from 3-4 to 4-3 in the middle of the season when I watched Bill Belichick do it after the half. Bill Belichick was in 3-4 in the beginning. Matt Ryan tore that zone to shreds. He got in that 4-3 and let them pin their ears back and go attack.
It's called packages, Rich. A lot of people don't understand. I said this on John's show the other night, and I also said it on T. Will's show. I said, hands down, and they were asking, well, can we go? And Chris was, C-Dub was there. He heard me say it. Yeah. The thing is, we have packages in a 4-3 defense. You got to think about it. You got dime packages, you got nickel packages, you have 4-3 packages, and you also have 4-4 packages. We have the personnel to run a 4-3 and a 4-4 defense. That is what we have. That is what was brought in during the time that Ryan Nielsen was here and Jerry Gray was brought in last year.
You can even slide some 4-2-5 in there the way this.
I agree. I wasn't gonna get too complicated for him on that one, Rich. I'm gonna let that one slide. But let's be real on this, though.
Bring up the 1-1-5-1-2 week.
But let's be real on this, though. This is the thing that Raheem has to understand, and and here's my thing. I think Jerry Gray might be speaking, but Jimmy Lake ain't listening. Because remember, as I said before, Jimmy is the DC, Jerry is the assistant DC. So you know how that relationship is going to go. I'm not saying it's contentious, but generally when you get somebody that don't want to listen and they want to do their own thing and they already got their mind made up, they're not going to listen to experience when it comes to certain things. And it happens.
Why wouldn't you listen if you didn't even run a cover 3 where you just came from?
Exactly. But here's the thing. Everybody keeps saying, but here's the thing. Everybody keeps saying this here, but you got to remember, Wade Phillips built that defense for the Rams before Raheem took over. Now, a lot of fans don't want to talk about this. And a lot of fans gonna get in their feelings when I say this, that are, they don't want to. A lot of people are like, well, we don't want to say anything bad about Raheem, but it's like, look, you have to understand this. Wade Phillips understood how to build a defense. Wade Phillips was one of the best defensive coordinators ever. He's in the UFL now, and he just won a championship. So let's just be real. Wade Phillips built that Denver defense that won that Super Bowl with Peyton Manning. Wade Phillips built that Rams defense that Raheem walked into and didn't have to do much with. He walked into that defense. Wade Phillips built that defense. All he had to do was pretty much put the ball out.
Let Jimmy Lake build his defense with the 4-3 like he ran in college and quit. Let him see. That's the problem. I don't think it's that he's not listening to Jerry Gray. I think it's that Raheem is overriding Jerry Gray.
Yeah,
this is his scheme.
He signed with his buddy.
They made him and Jimmy Lake.
He signed with his buddy, man. Rich, if your homeboy got you a job as a defensive coordinator in that with a team that's up and coming in this division, let's be real on this, dog. You ain't gonna question your homeboy if he putting money in your pocket like that. I'm talking about good money.
No, that's what
I'll run what you gonna run, but I want to run a couple of things. But guess what? Whatever you want to run, you gonna run that because that man done put money in your pocket, dog. You know this.
But see, that's what I'm saying. So him and Jerry Gray may agree to go to a 4-3 than a cover 3. but he's not gonna override his friend that got him the job. That's basically what I'm saying.
And he got a yes man. Then we got a yes man as a defensive
Yeah,
coordinator. That's what
there
that
you
means.
go.
That's what I was watching somebody on ESPN, and that's what they said they feel. They said it's not that Raheem a bad coach. They just feel like Raheem got a lot of yes men around him when it comes to the defense.
I don't think Jerry is a yes man, if you really want to be honest, man. I really don't think Jerry is a yes man. Now, at this point, I feel like this is Raheem's second time around. This is his first year in Atlanta. Like I said, we're going to harp on things with him this year. I feel like this. No. Here's the thing. Got to get used to the personnel. I gotta give him a whole season. You can't do that. See, Doug, you can't.
You got to give him a whole season.
You got to give him a whole season to get his system implemented. Everybody want to keep saying, "Oh, he don't get no pass." No, you wrong. You wrong.
No. Go ahead, and then I'll respond. But go ahead.
Tell you this here.
I'll explain why I say that.
The reason I'm saying this is because look, you didn't even get a chance to really think about it. It takes a whole year to get your system implemented. It takes at least 2 draft cycles, not just one, 2 draft cycles to get the personnel in here that you need for what you're trying to do. It takes at least 2 of those. And that second year, that everything is supposed to come together because all your starters that you have and you kept know the system now. They've been in it for a year. They've gone through situations. They've gone through schemes. They've gone through a lot in that first year. The first year, we can criticize. He off limits right now to a certain extent. He's off limits. Now, next year, he catch hell from the start of the season to the end to whenever he get fired. But you always give somebody at least, because think about it. It's just like a job. When you first get to your job, even if you know what you're doing, you have to learn how things are going to be done elsewhere. Anytime you change a job, and anybody knows that. So he's in a whole different situation now. He's the head man in Atlanta. He is he's not a backup guy. He's the head man. So now he's got to set things up the way that he's going to prefer things are going to be. And then he has to get his system implemented. It takes a full year for that to happen. A lot of people don't understand that.
You got to give him time. I mean, in my mind, you got to give him more than a year because it's like, now that's the one thing I do be upset about. Fans act like they went on their job the first day. You know how a job is. I done had plenty of jobs. I've applied, show you how wicked the game is. I've applied for jobs that I didn't even know what I was doing. But one thing I know about a job, they're going to teach you their way to do it regardless. So once you teach me, I'm a quick learner. So once you teach me your way, I just learned how to do this job. So now if I do go to another job, I know exactly what I'm doing. You see what I'm saying? People act like they did their job perfectly the first day. It may take them a whole year to realize, man, we got to go on and get out this cover 3 or either draft the players that we need for it. You know, and that may be a hard decision you have to make at the end of the season, but I get why a lot of things are transpiring because you got to give them time. You have to.
So, all right. This is what my retort is. I say no pass, and here's why. Or here's what I'm going to say. So if we don't make the playoffs, we blow the division. We're going to look at Arthur Smith. I mean, Raheem Morris the same way.
Yeah, he has to take the blame for that. Now that he's going to have to take the blame for.
He's going to have to take the blame.
He's going to take the blame for that. What we're saying is he's got to at least have a year to implement his system. That's what I'm saying.
Hold on. Yeah, hold on. So when he came on, he didn't come in last minute, right? He had a full draft and a full free agency, right?
Yep.
And he just said, this team is just a quarterback away.
He sure
They
did.
got their quarterback. Yeah. And you remember, I'm just reciting what
he
the
got 2
what
quarterbacks,
what the salesman was telling me about this awesome Kirby vacuum. Y'all remember those days? You know, it could do everything.
Yeah.
He's not delivering. So, but here's what I'm going to say. I understand where you say he's, needs to get his guys, but here's the problem I have with that. Didn't we talk about how there were some misses in the draft?
Yep.
Didn't we? Because didn't we talk about how there was a defensive tackle that could move a mountain? and now he's sitting behind, of all people, Justin Simmons in Tennessee, but which is not a bad person to sit behind.
Mm-hmm.
Something that could that can take up space. We didn't look at it.
Sure did.
Now look, we're getting the roof playing. That's good. I'm saying when people tell me, well, what about the rookies? I'm looking at it like they're on the injured reserve or they're on the inactive list for a reason. It wasn't me saying we need to play them. I'm just saying where they are. What I'm looking at, though, is I keep looking at this team. So from March all the way to the first week of the preseason, we had to have 2 injuries for us to get Justin Simmons and Matthew Judon. Which tells me I truly feel Raheem would have went with this defense regardless. So all I'm saying is this. Pride comes before fall. He is a good coach. I say he's a good coordinator because that's what I said before. Because I need to see if he's looking at our team like this. I got Aaron Donald here. I got Von Miller. I got, look at, Jalen Ramsey. And everyone's looking, Coach, you're in Atlanta, right? That's Grady. That's AJ Terrell. They're not, your guys ain't here. So that's what I'm saying. I got to see him because, like you said, Ryan, he takes over great defenses. Well, he's had a very good defense here, but he's letting his boy take care of this.
Top 10 defense.
Eventually, you're going to have that hard road where you got to look at you guys and go, y'all, look, I love as Ron would tell me, I love my money. I got to cut you loose. So is he going to be that? Because the minute you cut loose, that's also another thing of people looking straight at you, Ra. And that's why I said you can't kiki ha-ha on all these press conferences when people are asking, hey, what about... I hate when I hear the phrase, oh, we're not looking at stats because stats are for losers. Him and Jimmy Lake said that. And I'm going, first of all, I already know you're best friends because you're both quoting each other. Second, Ryan, did we win that game against Seattle?
I mentioned that at the beginning.
Would that make us losers then?
Yeah. It does. You don't get no moral victories for games like that. There's no such thing as a moral victory. You either win or you lose.
Hey, I got a question for the panel. Now, like C-Dub was just saying, everybody cooking. We got a good gumbo pot going over here, even though we ain't New Orleans or them ain't people, but we got a good pot going. But check this out. Now, if just like C-Dub just said, we missed the playoffs. We don't win this division. Do y'all think Raheem Morris got 3 years like Arthur Smith just had? I say no. His boy's gonna get him out of that.
Yeah, because of the checks he wrote. That's the only reason.
He's not going to have that long of a leash, and we all know the reasons why. Not going to have a long of a leash. I just don't understand what's going on. Why we can't be an attacking defense versus you got AJ out here like he just old pair of panties out here on the clothesline, like we used to hang clothes out before we had the dryers, man. Come on, man. No pressure.
I told Ryan before the season started.
I told Ryan before the season started. I said the whole point of you going out and getting 2 All-Pro safeties, right? The whole point of that is so AJ Terrell can sit down on the first move and jump these routes. Not sit back and try to play. All right, let me knock the ball down if it happens to come over here. That's not why you get 2 All-Pro safeties. That's the case you just play Richie Grant and tell AJ to do everything on one side of the field and put a double team on the other side of the field. That's the whole point. You get 2 All-Pro safeties. So like Richard Sherman, he was slow as hell as a cornerback, but he had 2 All-Pro safeties behind him. That's why he set on all the routes. That's why he got all them interceptions. Well, because he's some fast dude. Rodney White wasn't the fastest a lot of wide receivers, but he used to dust Sherman if they took off down the field.
Sherman was just slow. He just
hold up, Guru. You do realize Roddy White ran a 4.3, right?
No, Roddy ran more like a 4.5. Julio
he ran a
4.3,
4.3, bro. I can tell you.
Yeah,
I can tell you that
he
firsthand.
4.3 Guru.
The boy ran
4.3, 4.4.
Nah,
Roddy wasn't Roddy wasn't a slow poke.
Go back and go to his combine. Homeboy ran a 4.3, bro. He had speed on him.
I don't remember the 4.3, but even still, the point I'm saying is Sherman was able to sit on the routes because he had the two All-Pro safeties behind him. That was the point I was making. Forget the 40.
No,
I don't believe he ran a 4.3, but forget if he did or not. It's the fact that Sherman was slow as hell and able to sit on routes. That's how he got interception. That's what I thought AJ Terrell was going to do. That's what I was telling Ryan. Ryan was like, what's y'all's preseason thoughts or predictions of this and that of the team or the defense? That was my number one thing. AJ going to be able to sit down, but he can't.
You got to remember.
I thought by him going 3-4, it was going to be more attacking, though.
But here's the thing. We don't have a Pete Carroll type of defense. We don't have three linebackers that are going to make plays like that linebacking core did. Let's be real. When you look
we ain't got one.
Well, let's be real. When you look at Cliff Averill, then you look at the old ageless wonder, Bobby, I always forget his
Wagner
as the middle linebacker, and you look at anybody else they put on that defense. Kenny Norton was coaching those linebacking core. That's the reason they were successful as hell. Let's be real.
God, I love Kenny Norton.
Was coaching.
Yep.
And then you look at that secondary or whatnot. Dan Quinn was over everything, but Kenny Norton was his assistant D coordinator. A lot of people don't talk about that. That defense was good before Dan Quinn even got there. Yeah, he was the assistant DC.
But then the little pushback I would have about that, do you think that Campbell, Deion Jones, and I forgot the other one, and Ola Kuhn was all the way better than the ones we got now?
I mean, you could throw Devontae Campbell too. He was really good too.
But here's the thing. I got laughed at from a former member because when I first started the Birdcage, there was a coach that was on here that's no longer with us no more or whatnot. He laughed at me when I said Foyer Luakon was the best linebacker that we had. Oh, he just began to. I said he's led the team in tackles 2 years in a row with Atlanta, and down there in Jacksonville, since he stepped foot there, he's led the team in tackles.
Shoot, he's one of the.
Hey, that dude ain't popped back on the show since.
Hey,
everybody know who I'm talking about. So it's what it is.
Who is that? I don't know who you're talking about. What happened? I know that sounds funny, but I really don't know that.
We had Coach Montague on here. One thing I say, he's a hell of a coach. Coach. He's got a lot of his boys that are getting ready to go D1. Matter of fact, his quarterback's getting ready to go to University of Tennessee. He committed to bad boy, Savannah Christian. Yeah, down in South Georgia.
He's going to be hanging out with Bigelow Country's nephew.
Yep. Yeah, and he was one of the best quarterbacks in the state of Georgia, down there around Savannah Christian.
Well, congratulations.
But getting back to it or whatnot, he and I were arguing about that, and I told him, I said, okay, when he goes to Jacksonville, I said he's gonna be the best linebacker they got. And then they grabbed the linebacker that I said we should have got. When we didn't draft him, I said we should have drafted Chad Muma out of damn Wyoming. I said that. And that's one of the other good linebackers that they got on their defense. Now Ryan Nelson is struggling with calling defense down there, which I don't get, but and they got a lot of good pieces because that defense was a top defense when we were a top defense. So again, I just don't think Ryan Nelson is flowing with the personnel. But when you look at our defense now, I'm just gonna be honest with you, fellas. I think we have one of the best defenses in the league that just has not been tapped into yet. That's the best way I can describe it. It has not been tapped into yet.
I agree with that. But to Will's point was about the defense ain't playing aggressive. Like first of all, cover 3 is not aggressive. That's the first thing first. Because when you play cover 3, you shorten up the defense at that situation, as far as that goes, because you got 3 guys deep instead of 2 deep and 1 extra up front. But to Will's point, what I'm saying is AJ should be leading the NFL interceptions when you got 2 All-Pros that you paid heavy money to or solid, decent money to, so that he can sit down on the routes. That's the whole point.
I agree with you on that.
Yeah, agreed.
Yeah, I
But
agree
see,
on that.
that's the
Bro.
problem too. I think that this coaching staff still don't understand the personnel, and that's crazy to me because how can we see it and they don't see it, or do you
That's
see it and
There
you're
you go,
too
Rich.
arrogant to get out of it your own way like Arthur Smith was?
Yeah.
That eye test is
That's
never lie,
that's
Rich.
my issue with the defense.
and Rich, but that's because they never trusted. Think about it. That's because they don't trust Jerry Gray. That's the problem. Jerry Gray is the one that's respected in this locker room. Jerry
So
Gray has been here with these guys, and he knows. The
so
problem is
why
they
not
not
use the
listening to
guy?
him.
Yeah. I mean, you got to
They
use
not
what you have.
see Doug.
Yeah,
We
I
all
know.
said Jerry Gray should have been promoted, and Steve Wilkes should have been brought in as his assistant D coordinator.
There you go.
I've said that. Or if you don't make Jerry Gray the DC, you make Steve Wilkes the DC, and you let Jerry Gray stay where he's at right now because those two would work together because they
Yeah.
have experience and them egos would not be there. I
Eh,
trust this. I'm gonna tell you this.
Yeah,
I trust the Steve Wilkes defense. I
I
trust the
do
Steve
too.
Wilkes defense because of the fact that he's gonna have a pass rush. He's gonna get the best
Mhm.
out of his players, and not just that, he's gonna hold guys accountable. Because think about what he did to Chase Young in San Francisco. Chase
Preach,
Young
preach.
played out of his mind in that Super Bowl.
Yeah,
He
They
did.
lost. They lost because of Shanahan's bull jive. But
yeah.
let's be real.
Amen.
Chase Young was all over the field that night. He got called out and got challenged, and you saw what happened.
And not just that, but you could tell. I bet you Steve Weiss was challenging the hell out of Shanahan, and Shanahan got tired of it. And
Yeah,
that
Steve
Yeah.
Wilkes.
that
Yeah,
because
Steve Wilkes.
there's no other reason why that defense should be looking that sorry, man. And you went with the Chargers coach. Anyway, I'm sorry.
No, because we look, you're right, because you see the
You right.
drop off. You see what a real defensive coach looks like.
Hell yeah. Sorry, I had to get the clothes ready.
No, you are right. Listen,
But do you think they'll make some
Go ahead, Ken.
changes?
Huh?
Do you think they'll make some adjustments? Because at first they were good with the adjustment. Then this last game, it seemed like they didn't just do nothing. They didn't adjust nothing for real.
I agree, Richard. Oh,
You started
boy,
off
boy.
making adjustments. That's why I said it got to be an ego in the room somewhere. Because you started how this just doesn't make sense. The reason why I can't wrap my mind around it is because first of all, I'm an overthinker. So in my mind, it's like if I know I made adjustments the first 3 or 4 games, now this
Be right
was
back.
silly to me. It's almost like you playing down to your competition because how can I make adjustments against KC, against Philly, against these teams that really made us put our nose in the dirt and play them? But then you got teams we supposed to be. I'm talking about, man, the Seahawks weren't supposed to beat us, and I'm just gonna keep that
There
real.
you go, Richard.
They
Trap
wasn't.
game.
We
They
were
got
supposed to be
cute with
number
it,
4.
Rich. Rich,
I
they got
made
cute
sure
with
my
it.
team was number 4. You ain't finna get your win off us. You may get it off the net game, but you ain't because see, the reason why I say that is because Raheem, shame on you. You've been here. You know our rhetoric in the media. We thought Carolina was the trap game, but it was actually Seattle.
There you go, Rich.
Y'all slept on Seattle. I can tell the way y'all. When I seen y'all come out and throw the first 3 passes, I almost didn't even want to watch the game no more because I said, "Here we
Man,
go."
Richard Draco didn't catch a pass in the third quarter, dog.
And we just kept throwing the ball. I'm like, here they go back to the same old. Instead of going
But
to
Rich,
what
they
worked.
got cute with it, bro. That was the problem. They got
That's
cute with it.
And see,
I agree,
that's my
Ryan.
problem. Every time y'all are running, one thing that I loved about Arthur Smith, regardless of all the disgruntles I had about him, if you can't stop his run, he's not gonna stop running.
No,
There
he
you go.
One
wasn't.
thing he would do if he realized he not fit now. If they stop the run, cool, he'll try to throw it and then he go haywire. But one thing about him, if you can't stop that run game, he is not finna stop running. Every team we done played could not stop our run game. Every single last one. KC couldn't stop the run game. You just stop running.
Oh, there you go.
We just gonna be real about that. You stop running.
Let's talk about something else that's real on this hit, bro. I brought up something on the screen. Do y'all see this?
Oh yeah, we see you.
Oh yeah, we see it.
I'm gonna make this a little bit bigger so the folks at home can see it too. As y'all can see, there's a discrepancy when it comes to carries. Bijan has 103 carries.
There you go.
Yep.
103.
Yep.
Algier has 56 carries, sir. 56.
There you go.
And
Ryan,
Algier has three. Think about it. Algier has 319 yards, averaging 5.7 yards a carry.
There you go.
And he only has one touchdown this year rushing.
Right.
This is a problem.
Yes,
this is a problem. When you talk about it, it's a Raheem problem at this point, fellas. And I'm gonna say this here. You're not using the other half of this running game at all.
There you go.
Barely using him. A lot of people didn't want to sit there and think about it, but I've been telling people, okay, he on his last year's rookie contract. Understand, he's a free agent after this year.
Yep.
He's a free agent after this year.
And they haven't made a decision to extend him.
And my thing is, y'all not even trying to extend this dude. Y'all not even trying to even look his way. But y'all want to keep the guy that, oh, well, Bijan's doing this, he's doing that. Here's my thing. Algier falls forward.
Yep.
Algier falls forward. And he got a mean streak.
They keep neglecting them tough yards. They keep neglecting that. And I know what they trying to do.
They trying to make Bijan Christian McCaffrey, dog.
There you go.
They trying to keep Algier healthy because he gone next season.
But
and that too, Rich. Both points right.
But the problem is this, Rich. They don't need to get rid of him. They need to keep him here. That's
right.
You can't think about it. You get a dude that shared carries and broke William Andrews' record. That's damn near 40 years old. You literally got one of the best running backs in the league, and you're getting ready to piss that away because you want a guy that actually makes y'all feel good when you see him shake somebody and pick up yardage. I'm sorry. He's a good player, but damn it, you got to feed 25.
Now,
here's the problem.
He's one of the best backs in the league, and we don't use him.
Here's the problem, though.
We're saying on all platforms, TA, that Tonka truck need 12 to 15 carries a game.
Call him Tonka truck. He ain't no Tonka truck. That boy is a tank. We call him Tank Algier here.
All right,
he really mows over people like a tank.
He's going forward, bro. But my thing is, just like you said, we not utilizing that guy properly. That's the other half of the running game. You just said it, Ryan. That's the other part of the running game that we ain't even tapping into. That's another part of the offense that'll make the throwing look just like, woo, well, what? We can't stop this.
All right. Hold on.
Especially if you run him and go play action.
Man, and that's where Kirk Cousins is driving. That's his best.
Hold up, fellas. Guru was trying to say something. What you got, Guru?
Can't hear
you.
Guru, we can't hear you, bro.
Oh, can you hear me now?
Yeah.
Oh, okay. Yeah, I might have to stop being stingy and go out here and buy this $300 headset. I keep trying to put it off. All jokes aside, all y'all saying the same thing. If all y'all listen to each other and listen to myself and listen to Ryan, you got one common denominator of all y'all saying. One of you got a problem with the roster being used. One of you got a problem with the penalties. One of you got a problem with the defense. One of you got a problem with the play calling. It's one common denominator. He sits on the sideline. I think it was Will or it was Rando or Lando, whatever his name is. Maybe it's the first guy that spoke. Y'all, the main problem. The guy standing on the sidelines with his arms crossed and ain't coaching up nothing. He's over every single issue that all y'all have. Y'all all got the same issue as I got. It all starts at the top. And Ryan, if Ryan is on point with saying Terry Fontenot ain't under contract next year, Raheem is on an even shorter leash than what we think.
Hi.
You all saying the same thing.
Hi.
But here's the thing: you'd be foolish to get rid of Terry Fontenot because the man got the books balanced. The man understands how to draft players too.
He doing.
Whoa. Come on. All right, Ryan, I love you. All right, here's the thing, man. Terry Fontenot knows how to hold on.
Wait a minute.
Yeah, go ahead.
You don't have to tell me you love me. You can just get your point out. I'm okay with you telling me the truth.
Yeah, I know, and I'm about to. All right, look. Terry Font, before we start saying he's great at drafts, he did draft Kyler Pitts, who we're still trying to find half the time. He's still over Renee Purcell, Micah Parsons, even Chase, if you really wanted to push for it. All right. So let's hold off on drafting great players because he's done is gotten nice toys.
I don't think.
Hell no, I'm not. No.
But free
I
agency
got
as
this,
well.
fellas. I got this one. I got this.
Free
No, hell
agency.
no.
No,
Fellas, I
go
got
ahead.
this one. Yeah. C-Dub, you wrong as two left shoes on a Saturday morning, right about now. I'm gonna
Go
tell
ahead,
you like
bro.
this. The person that was running the show was Rich McKay. That was who was running the show. It had nothing to do with Terry. Terry was handcuffed. Understand?
But
Terry was handcuffed.
No,
Rich
McKay, no, y'all didn't see that Rich McKay interview. He said it.
Thank
It
you.
was Terry first year. He said I never really wanted to get back into the football, but it was Terry's first year. And
exactly. That was all on damn. That was all on Rich McKay.
Either way, guys. But whoa. Okay, hold on. Let me.
He went and got Kyle Pitts.
Let me ask an important question.
What's the important question?
All right. So if we're saying that, if that's the case, then why did Terry not get an extension?
Again,
a 4-year, to be with Raheem at the same time.
Because
okay, but you're saying 1 year is approved.
I'm answering it. You just asked the question.
It's all good. Yeah.
Okay.
No, I'm actually asking.
Okay, I'll be quiet. Go ahead, Chris. Go ahead, C-Dub.
No. I was actually waiting for you to answer. I actually was quiet.
I'm just waiting to answer it because every time
go ahead.
You keep cutting me off.
I really am not. I don't know. Maybe it's my headset. I'm sorry, but no, I actually was saying. Go ahead.
Okay. So here's the thing. Terry Fontenot was held back for 3 years under Rich McKay. Rich McKay brought in a new GM that they don't know, and he's the president of operations. You're bringing somebody into your house that you're trusting with your house right now. And I got issues with my camera. That's why I went black. But while you're trusting a guy that's coming in your house that you don't know what his tendencies are, you don't know what his do's or don'ts are, you're pretty much gonna step in and you're gonna guide him, is what Rich was saying. You're new on the job. You're gonna allow him to do the job the way that you want him to do it when you first come in. You're not just gonna turn over the reins like that unless it was like a Scott Pioli or a Bill, or pretty much anybody that was experienced of winning championships. Terry Fontenot had to move up from the ranks, starting from the bottom as a gopher and moved up. He was the reason why New Orleans was always. What?
I was saying, you brought up a song in my head.
Yeah, here's the thing. He had to be groomed, and he was groomed to that. The reason New Orleans was competitive as hell and they was always being able to grab players is because Terry was hands-on with that. That was why. Their general manager just pretty much just stood there. He let Terry do all the work because Terry was the assistant GM. Terry was doing all that work. And even the GM who's there now even said that Terry is solely missed, but Atlanta has got a good one because Terry understands how to build an organization. Terry was there when he helped build that team when they won that Super Bowl in 2009. So again, when you look at Terry had a short leash. He had to prove himself. The books got balanced. We got out of salary cap hell because of Terry. We ended up being in a position to where we could finally bring in some great, pretty much some great folks or whatnot. And it's just one of those things, man. If you don't call him out, you got to know the whole story with that, because it's not all on Terry. That was mainly on Rich McKay that did that or whatnot. Terry, on the other hand, now that he's proven himself within these 3 years he's been here. He finally has a chance to do something now. Now, he had a great draft. He got him a future quarterback, which we needed in Penix. Everybody was talking about a defensive lineman or whatnot, but let's be real. Kirk Cousins, we didn't know how that Achilles was going to be. We didn't know if he was going to be one hit away from a hospital bed. So Terry did what he needed to do, bring in a quarterback and a guy that could actually play. So again, when we talk about bringing in players, he addressed the defensive line in the draft. We talked about that. Brandon Trice got hurt. He blew his knee out. We couldn't do anything about that. He did that in the preseason. Dorlus is struggling with the playbook at this point. because at this
Right.
point you're supposed to be getting reps. So that's not on Terry. Terry has done his job. So if it's anybody that you need to hold their feet to the fire, it ain't Terry. It's got to be Raheem, and it's got to be these damn assistant coaches at this point.
Yep.
Terry's
Did
doing
you
his
name
job.
our best linebacker? Did
I
y'all
mean,
name
you
our
also-
best linebacker being out for 3 weeks?
Yeah, well,
And Terry
Oh
brought
yeah,
him in.
we missing Troy Anderson real bad.
So at the end of the day, Terry's done his job. The problem is this, and we got to wrap up because it's game time right now.
yeah.
And
Yes,
we
sir.
definitely gonna finish. We definitely gonna finish this conversation, whether it's the benediction or the party line, because you done opened up a can of worms, C-Dub.
Yeah.
I
It's
love
a
it
good
though.
can. It's a
No,
good
that's
can.
no,
No,
but
though.
you know what? It's a good
hey,
can
look,
of
look.
worms.
Yeah, it is. I mean, it's not. Look, and honestly, I'm not even coming at Terry. I'm just saying, if he, like you just said, he did all this stuff, he should have gotten an extension. That's the way I see it. You know, I
Yeah.
wouldn't be saying this is your 1 year to prove it. Hell, he proved it by what he did. I think what I want to go back to the one guy, and I'm going to be quick, said it comes down to Raheem Morris. I think all of us are saying this.
Mhm.
And Rock could fix this
Yep.
by just being humble and doing whatever it takes to win. Don't play no games. Give everybody a shot. You know, get on Zach's ass. Look, there's no reason why Tyler Algier had no more than 5 carries. He should have had more. I think we all agree on that.
There you go.
Hey, let me
Yes,
close
he
this
does.
out before you go, Ryan. Or let me get my closing statement out. Also, y'all got to remember this. Like, I can go into the NFL draft, right? I can draft any player. They can have a great resume. They can have this, that, and the third. If my head coach can't develop the dude, I'm gonna look stupid. So
Yeah.
you gotta. You also as a GM owner, you gotta let it play out. And then at the end of the year, you sit down and say, Mr. Terry, why did this, and this happen? And then you slide that piece of paper across the desk to Arthur. You say, man, I drafted you a 5-star tight end. I drafted you a 5-star guard. I drafted you a 5-star this or 4-star that. These are the people I drafted. My coach ain't developing my talent. Oh, by the way, I had a running back who ran for 1,000 yards. I gave you 2 running backs that can run for 1,000 yards. You only use one of them, Mr. Blank. Who's the coach, me or this guy over here? And you point the finger over there and say, I gave you 2 all-star running backs. Every fan base is crying right now because we're not using one of them. Mr. Blank, I'm not the coach, sir. I get paid to draft and put on the field. I did it. The whole city crying because these guys ain't getting the ball. This should explain everything to you, Mr. Blank. And he's going to have to look that man in the eye and say, damn, you got a hell of a point.
And pretty much, here's the thing. That right there alone pretty much puts him in
alone.
Because here's the other thing.
You're right.
And when we didn't have any money for free agency like that, and we were able to move pieces around, bring Justin Simmons
Bingo.
in, Calais
Yeah,
Campbell should have never been let go. You should have paid him.
Yeah.
And I'll be honest with you on this. When you have a top 10 defense and the number 1 red zone defense in the NFL with a team that was really, really not that good offensively, that should tell you something. So again, at this point, man, it's what it is. I predict that we're going to win this game. We just got to be disciplined, run the football. When we throw the football, put it in positions where guys can get it and do the damn thing. I got the Falcons winning 24-14.
Hey, we about to find out real early about this defense too. Tampa's got the ball. We kicked off.
Yeah, Ryan, I'm saying 28-17 Falcons.
What you got? What you got, Guru?
Man, I think we're gonna give up too many points. I got 27-24. I want to say the Falcons it pulls it out at the end, but I don't trust this defense. I mean, they just gassed us the first play for a 9-yard run. So we're gonna give up a lot of points, man, regardless of wide receivers on the field or not. But I think we should be able to squeak this out.
I'm gonna say this here, and when we done with the pregame meal for the day, fellas. Dewey McClain came to our party that we had at Dave & Buster's for that Saints game. Dewey McClain said, "Prevent defense gets you beat because you're preventing your defense from hunting and winning."
Hey, Ryan, put your boy up on the screen because he just knocked the dude out and got a fumble. Jesse Bates got the ball already. Well, he didn't
Yes,
force
sir.
the fumble, but he got the ball. No,
Yes,
he
sir.
did.
That's how we do it.
He just threw one of them haymakers. He just threw a Mike Tyson right hook to the ball, fumbled it, and recovered his damn self. And it was a first down tackle. That man.
Well, let's get to this. Well, let's get to this ball game, fellas. I appreciate y'all for coming through. Nando, Guru, Richie, William, and C-Dub at the eye test. We definitely appreciate you. We'll see y'all at the halftime show. Y'all be easy. Peace.
Good show. Good show. Appreciate the show.